All of my friends are men. I don't have female friends. I don't. I'm incapable of that.
Why? What do you mean?
Well, because come on.
Because you have a wife.
Well, I have a wife, and I don't really have female friends because look. Okay, let's get rid of this myth right here. Okay, I'm gonna tell you this. Let's get rid of this right here. You're an attractive woman. There are some guys somewhere saying, "Yeah, we're friends." No, that's not true. He's your friend only because you have made it absolutely clear that nothing else is happening except this friendship we have. We remain your friends in hopes that one day there'll be a crack in the door, a chink in the armor. And trust and believe, that guy that you think is just your buddy, he will slide in that crack the moment he gets the opportunity.
And you think
we're
most
guys.
men think this way?
99.9% of us think that way. And you tell this to a woman and it just blows her back. No, I have male friends. You have male friends because they know it can be nothing else right now. I tell you what, all your male friends, just ask them in a friendly way. If I wanted to date you, would you be okay with that? And watch the fireworks. Watch.
What's the problem with having friends of the opposite gender if my intentions are pure? How many of you have ever seen the clip, Why Guys and Girls Can't Be Friends? Raise your hands. Tayyib. You need to watch it. I promise you it's not a sheikh. It's not going to be a guy with a big beard that's going to tell you why guys and girls can't be friends. It was actually an experiment on a college campus by a non-Muslim. So basically he asked the guy, it takes guys and girls and he asked the guys, do you think you could ever, do you ever think about that person in a sexual way or things of that sort? And he asked the girls the same question, and so all of them said, no, of course we can be friends and we don't think that way. Then whenever he had the guys alone, he asked them the same question. Do you think guys and girls could be friends? He's like, nah. All of them said no. And all the girls were like, yeah, of course. Then he asked the girls, he said, well, do you think that if you opened yourself up to a relationship with him that he'd be willing to engage in a relationship with you? And they were like, oh yeah, of course. And so the point was, the end of the experiment was, guys and girls can't be friends, of course, in that regard.
The age-old idea that men and women can just be friends, assuming that they're both heterosexual in this case, appears to be not true. This is fascinating. They did a study where they brought in 88 pairs of undergraduate opposite-sex friends into a science lab, and they followed standard protocol as far as anonymity, confidentiality, etc., but also got people to agree verbally and in front of each other that they weren't going to discuss the study, they weren't going to talk about what they said to the researchers amongst themselves after leaving the testing facility. What they tested was, presumably you were just friends, and they separated the man and the woman. They said, okay, tell me, how attractive do you find your friend to be? How attractive do you think your friend finds you to be? How interested in pursuing a relationship with your friend are you? Okay? What do you think they found?
You tell me.
Okay. The results show that there is a huge gender difference. The women did not find, on the whole, the men to be particularly attractive, and had absolutely no inkling that they would ever have a romantic relationship with the men. However, the men, number one, found the women attractive. Number two, had a much higher estimation of how attractive the women found them to be, and also indicated, yeah, I would actually be into having a romantic relationship with this woman. So the results really seem to indicate that men have the harder time being just friends, whereas for women, it really appears to be much more straightforward to be just friends.
That would have been my guess, too.
It would have been?
Yeah. Just from what I've observed.
I've always thought this. I've had conversations with a number of different women where they'll say, oh, well, such and such is just a friend. And I'll say, I'm not denying that you're actually just friends, but if given the opportunity, he would be interested in a romantic relationship with you. And they say, no, absolutely not. You have no idea what our friendship is like. Our friendship is different. That he would never be interested in that. Mm-hmm. And the research more and more seems to indicate, yes, he would. It's just that you wouldn't be interested.
And he thinks that she would be.
Right.
And so both parties are delusional.
Exactly. The women assume the men aren't interested in them. The men assume the women deep down are interested in them, and they both seem to be completely wrong.
Right.
The point is, and I'm not an advocate for. I think that, subhanAllah, Sheikh Salman al-Auda once said something very powerful. He said, if you close the doors to that which is permissible, people will break the doors. People will break them and people will transgress. There was communication and interaction between genders at the time of the Prophet ﷺ, but it was respectful, it was limited to what was necessary, it was not, subhanAllah, we teach split personality, seriously. It's like the sister comes to the masjid, she's an alien, right? But whenever she's outside, mashallah, she's fair game. That's hypocrisy. We should learn to be consistent. In essence, the Rasulullah, we were forbidden from khalwa. We were forbidden from being alone with one another. We were forbidden from being flirtatious and promiscuous, from exposing anything from the hijab. Guys and girls, guys, you got a hijab too. I'm just letting you know, you also have to observe certain limits, so don't think you can post whatever pictures you want to post too. Okay? Khalwa, being alone, cyber khalwa. Alright, G-chat and Facebook chat with all the smiley faces and things of that sort, and I think you looked really good in your jersey today, and whatever it was, all of that is not allowed either. Now, why is it, what if my intentions are pure? And this is something I really want to address. From the maqasid of sharia, from the objectives of divine legislation, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala addresses norms, Allah does not address exceptions. The sharia is based upon norms, not on exceptions. If you feel like you can be with, you feel like you can be with a girl and she's just my cousin, she's my really good friend, I don't ever feel that way towards her, you are not the norm, you are the exception. The legislation will not be based on the exceptions, it will be based on the norms. Just a month ago, I had a sister that took one of my classes that told me that she was with her male cousin, alone in the car. He used to drop her off to school every day for 2 years, and all of a sudden he groped her. They're both masjid goers. She didn't know how to deal with it. She said, I never expected it. I never thought of him that way, but obviously he was thinking of me that way. And that's the first thing that's wrong with this question. My intentions were pure. How can you know the intentions of the other person? You cannot know the intentions. And let me just tell you something, sisters. Guys play a lot of games. No offense, man. Brothers, just cover your ears. We are not who you think we are sometimes. Okay? As long as a man is still biologically a man, he still is attracted to a woman. Okay? Unless he's undergone some procedure or something like that, he's still a man, he still likes women, he still likes sisters. Okay? So Allah addresses the norms, not the exceptions. Maybe you can control yourself, but not everyone can.